Alrighty, great job today. Here we are, G, C, E, and A. So the chords we know already are going to be the C major, and we play that generally with our third finger, but our exercises force us to do it with all of our different fingers. There's no difference between that idea and then going to our new chord today, which is the A major. We're going to take our first finger and go to the C sharp. So this is our G, our C, our E, and then our A string. So if we go to our C string, and then we play our first finger on the first fret to make a C sharp, not a C, C sharp, and we anchor that in, and we put our second finger on the A string. Now here's where it gets fun. You gotta make sure that the finger that's covering the A isn't also wrapping itself to the side and then muting the next string. And the reason why we will hear that is it'll come out something like, it'll be muted. So what we want to do is make sure that this A is a pointy note. And the way we can do that is by playing our spider exercises. So when we play our spider exercises, if we're putting our finger pointing directly into it and not playing flat, we'll notice that what we do is this little like arch rainbow kind of curve, where the fingers, the further you go, have a harder time keeping that pointiness. But you will definitely notice whether it's a flat or a pointy by the angle at which your arm is laying. So our F major that we know has the F and the A. We're great on that one. So when we play the F major, we can also do an F major like a major, except our finger on the first fret isn't on the F note, it's on the C sharp. So let's practice getting this A major and not having the C being muted by the back of the fat on the middle finger here, which is playing the A. And then we'll take that first finger off to give us the A minor. So we can hear the difference between la, la, that third scale degree determines that major minor. So that's our new chord, A major. What we're going to want to do is go down, 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 and then switch to our second fingering while keeping in rhythm. Now what we've talked about is if we can't do it with all quarters, just downstrokes, just try it with a whole note. So we've got 1, switch, 2, 3, 4, attack, 1, switch, 2, 3, 4, attack, 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you've got the finger movement going quicker in between those 4, try half notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, then quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. Once you do that, it becomes quicker to switch between these two individual chords. And what happens is once we have this chord being going back, we can take this A and scoot it up for a B flat, and then a B, then a C, then a C sharp, and a D, so on and so forth. So the beginning phase is just learning the chords in different fingerings. This fingering that we have here with the G major, if you take off your first finger and put your second finger where your first finger was on the D, and then we take off our finger that was on the G and put it on the B, and then we bring our pinky onto the fretboard and play that same note, the G. That's still a G major, it's just in a second fingering position. So the idea, just like the F major, just like the C major, just like the A major, go back and forth between the two different chords. That'll make it super strong with remembering where the fingers go for the chords. And if you don't hear it all coming out nice and clear and you hear, that means that your fingers aren't pointing in straight enough and you need to bring them up a little lower. Generally, it can be solved by taking a deep breath, sitting up straight, and holding the ook either on the belly or at the breast. All right, so let's work on the chords we know. Our G major and second fingering, F major and second fingering, C major in all fingerings. Our new chord for today, which is going to be our A major. We're going to have our first finger on the first fret on the C string to make a C sharp, and then our second finger on the high G to make a A. A flat, A, G, A flat, A, or G, G sharp, A, plus that C sharp, make a major. We do know that the third scale determines major minor, so in a major, A, C sharp, E. The C sharp is the third scale degree because we have A, B, C, D, E. Get rid of our second and our fourth. We've got A, B, C, D, E. So A, C, E. Just so happens in the key of C, we've got three sharps. So when we physically say the words that come out of our mouth, we need to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G in order. There's only 7 notes. But because if I played A, B, and then went to C, that's a major. If I played A, B, C, it would sound minor because there is not a half step between B and C. So I'd have A, B, C sharp for that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. For me to get that do, re, mi, tonic, second, third, major third, I need to have a whole step between both of those functions because this note to this note is a whole step, and this note to this note is a whole step. If I went this note to this note, it's a whole step, and went this note to this note, it would be a half step. And that's not a B or a C sharp, that's a C. So, I know it's a lot of wording, but here's what it sounds like. When I've got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, all of those don't have a flat or a sharp. Therefore, if I were to say C, D, E, F sharp, that F sharp is intrinsically different than the C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F sharp, C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F sharp. Hear the difference? So when we go through here, what we're talking about is when you put different notes in place of where notes should have been to make it just a major scale, what you're doing is you're deriving a different tonal resolution than you had been playing previously. So case an example. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me. That whole structure went from a C major 7, C dominant 7, to the major 4th, then it goes to the minor 2nd, then to the major 5th, then it actually goes to a minor 6 with a flat, minor 6 with a flat. Long story short is, the reason why we have majors and minors, and the reason why we have different notes and intervals in this is because if everything was major, C major, D major, E major, F major, D major, A major, B major, C, it would be a little bland. But if we change the 2nd, 3rd, and the 6th, the minors, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C. We've got different ways that our ear gets pushed and pulled with augmentation of those notes and the interval distances they have. Therefore, the B diminished, we want to resolve back to the major root. But all that's just music theory. The only thing we're working on this week really is making sure our spider exercises incorporate our first finger. And then over here, instead of playing them flat and keeping our fingers way out here in space, we want to be pointy and stay on the fretboard. They don't have to push down real hard. They actually can be a little loose after the 4th finger's pressed down, a 2nd finger, a 3rd finger. But you want to make sure that each note is coming out nice and clear. You're not playing on the metal fret, but playing in the middle. So each one has a nice tone in it. Once you get going up, try and get going down. And then if you're so adventurous, once you get all the way through, try doing it with your 2nd finger over here, or your middle finger. All right? This isn't going to happen overnight, but if you compound these lessons and compact them and pancake them each week, doing every chord that we learn, G, F, A, and C, next week's is going to be the D major. Once we learn those 5, we're going to be able to move those chords up to make the D and E. We're going to be able to take the G sharp, or the G, and move it up to be an A major. We could take the F major, 2nd finger, and move it up to be a F sharp major. So long story short is, you're so very close, you're right around the corner. Let's just get those fingers on there nice and pointy and make sure that we don't have any like buzzing or fretting out. Other than that, we just do this every week and we become more comfortable with these chords together. If you have any questions, put it in the comment and I will get back to you. Aloha. It's good seeing you.